Hamilton?
You like what you see?
Peter, why would someone not want you to be alive anymore?
What are you talking about?
What's up, people? Another movie. Talking about it. Ava. You know me, man. I got all these themes, all these ideas. So of course I had to come and represent for the women, right? This is the beginning of Women's Month. Okay? And I know my ladies out there, I'm not look, it's always misconceived that dudes you got your John Wicks, you know what I mean? You got your Denzel Washington's on fire. Nah, man, women want to be on fire too. You know what I mean? Women got to be out here going crazy, cracking skulls too. And of course, I can't talk about this alone. So I brought a woman. I brought a woman because I know like 5. I know and talk to 5 women. So I brought one of them women as a key expert witness to talk about this movie with me. Sharon, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. That's one hell of an intro for this. I forgot that it was Women's Month.
It is in fact Women's Month. It was a thing I learned about a long time ago, and then it made me think about a lot of things. Men are trash. Anyway, but no, we are here to talk about Ava, an action movie starring Jessica Chastain. Came out in 2020. If you haven't heard of it, I'm not surprised. I didn't hear of it until I heard of it, saw the trailer, forgot about it. Sharon reminded me about it. So you want to talk about So Far Under the Rug. Sharon, give me your thoughts on this film, because you have very strong opinions about this film.
I really did. So this movie wasn't even on my radar, honestly, until a family friend recommended it to me, and when I was staying at her place. I didn't even know she liked these types of movies. Mm-hmm. It's very actiony. It's not who she is as a person. It caught me very off guard. And I don't want to get too spoilery bits into it, but it's an incredibly well put together movie. Mm-hmm. You'll probably talk about like their budgeting and all that hoopla stuff that Steven does, because that's not my thing.
Okay. Speak from the heart.
But it was a great movie. The ending really pissed me off.
Yeah, and that's one of the
all
things that
of my feelings were about the ending.
That's one of the things that stuck with me because we talked about it beforehand, and one of the things, I'm watching the whole movie and I'm like, dang it, Sharon, now I'm just thinking about how this thing is gonna end. And you know what? It's gonna be interesting because I have some thoughts about that ending as well too. That it is one that kind of we'll talk about it.
But yeah, did you think it was incredibly put together?
Oh, okay.
And like the same vein as John Wick?
I wanted to let you finish. No, look. Here's the thing. I'm not gonna come here and bash about this movie because I did like this movie. I did like this movie. Oddly enough, this was a therapeutic action movie, which is very strange for me to say. Like, this movie tries to set itself so apart from movies like John Wick or like Man on Fire, like I mentioned, or like Jason Bourne. You know what I mean? All these guys are like out there for sort of revenge and whatnot. But this action movie deals more with Jessica Chastain's character of Ava, obviously coming from some sort of addictive past. You know, dealing with coming back home to her family. Something that we don't really get to see in a lot of spy movies is that family home life, mostly because, well, that's boring.
They don't have them.
Right. That too. Yeah, they usually don't have those. And that's the thing about this movie, that it tries to create a character outside of Ava. You know, usually, like you said, we don't see that though family, so we just go gung ho into, I'm gonna shoot here, and I'm gonna put a bomb underneath your car. Boom, boom, boom. Right? Then we go back in slow motion, like the Matrix. Yeah, like all that stuff. But here, not so much, honestly. Like, you get a few cool scenes of Ava doing the thing, but a lot of this movie is a Lifetime television drama featuring the angry mom, the angry sister, Common for some reason, and Jessica Chastain in the middle of it, just like dealing with everything. And I appreciate the movie for that. I really do appreciate it. And that's why that right there is why I don't think this movie is for everybody. I don't think this is an action movie that is for everybody, because like I watch a lot of action films and I think that a lot of the action films where characters are efficient, it's nice to see this juggle, but the problem is that it doesn't elevate its action side. Like I like all of the stuff with like the family drama and things. Like I actually really do. I like the whole coming home and her being a spy and all that, but everybody not knowing what she does. So when they do actually see what she does, it's like, oh, this is crazy. I actually do like that type of thing, but the action here is kind of just, just like bargain based action. You know what I mean? Like it's not really, ain't nothing really happening. There's nothing really great with like cinematography checks going on here, which I think really can't elevate certain action scenes. So like you remember the part where it's like towards the end of the movie and it's Ava versus what's his name, Jason, who Colin Farrell plays.
Oh, the dude in charge of the thing.
Yeah, Simon.
Yeah,
Simon. Her and Simon are doing like a gunfight in the hotel room, and it's kind of just like pew pew pew. But imagine have you ever seen Bad Boys 2?
No.
Okay, so Bad Boys 2 is Michael Bay film with like Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, right? And it's probably one of the only Michael Bay films I truly love. There is a scene where there's a shootout in like a drug dealer's house, and it's like Martin Lawrence and Will Smith are on this side of the house, and all of like the drug dealers are on this side of the house, and they're like separated by a wall. There are two doors on either side, and the camera rotates around while this whole like shootout's going on, with Martin Lawrence and Will Smith throwing insults back to the drug dealers, and drug dealers throwing, who are you? Who in my house? Stuff like that. Like this, and it's all frenetic, and it's just keeping the action going. And that's the type of stuff that like keeps you into the like that's the type of thing that like elevates the action. It's not just like a simple back and forth. You actually get the whole scope of what's going on. Where here it's just like this is supposed to be the big climactic fight. It's supposed like it's all kind of been leading up to this. The whole movie, Simon has been talking about, yo, Ava gotta go. She crazy. Like Ava gotta go. She is a dick. She's talking
to the subjects.
Right. She's talking to the subjects.
She ain't supposed to be doing that.
And so it's like, this is a battle of ideals. This is a battle. He kills her mentor. Like he kills her father figure.
That was his mentor too.
Right. So this is supposed to be like
the betrayal.
This is supposed to be like the greatest good versus the greatest evil, like a mix between the two. And I kind of just felt like, like he was just like, whatever. Like it happened. And then they even like Colin Farrell character at the end, he's just like, woo! Well, that was a fight. All right, I'll see you later. Like, I'm sorry, what now? What now? See that? So stuff like that is kind of what like holds me back on this movie. And like the supporting cast, right? The supporting cast are okay, right? I believe everybody's performance here, except for Commons. I don't know why, but Common felt like he was, I don't know if it was like his ADR, which if you don't know what ADR is like automatic digital replacement, which is where like scenes where him and Ava are outside talking in like the lab after she went all crazy in like the casino or whatever. There, you can't really just like take what's in camera or like even what you recorded and boom outside when there's like cars honking and somebody actually getting murdered around the corner and stuff. That stuff gets in the way of the movie. So you got to take Common, put his ass in the studio, let him re-record over watching the scenes, right? And just like do his dialogue over. I don't know what happened in between those two, like in between him doing his performance outside and getting in the studio, but it wasn't good. None of his line reads just like felt natural. It felt like somebody reading off a script poorly.
I would agree with that.
It made me feel definitely like some type of way. I don't know. And so like Diana Silvers, right? She plays Simon's daughter. You remember her?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wasn't she in Ma?
She was in Ma. She was in Booksmart
Okay.
when we watched that. You remember her?
I was like, I've seen this girl in so many
She's
other
in-
movies.
She started off in Into the Dark. You remember the
That's
Thanksgiving short?
right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, her star is on the rise. She's been popping up every now and again. Just like in like bit role. She's in, I don't know if you've seen it, but there's like Space Force on Netflix. She's in that. Also playing a daughter.
Yeah.
She plays daughters a lot. But in this
She's
one,
still in that demographic.
Right. So she can pass off as daughter. She got 2 more years and then she's mom. By Hollywood standards. But all through the movie, it seems like her character wants to do more, right? Like they want her character to just be like elevated, which is good for her character because her character actually does want to do more. But Simon won't let her. And then to get to the part that we all waiting for, that ending. That ending, they got her showing up at the end, like Simon, like Ava just killed Simon, like she got her revenge or whatever. And she comes, like she's doing her big monologue and whatnot, and then Diana Silver's character, I forget who she is. What's her name in the movie? Camille. I don't even think they ever said her name one time in the movie, but Camille is behind her, all menacing, like I'm gonna shoot you in the back or something, and it's all like, they might as well put a goofy ass cartoon question mark on the screen, like what's gonna happen to Ava? So here's the thing.
Like put the Tom and Jerry theme like underneath it.
Yeah, just like the little Looney Tunes stuff. That's Ava. Like, and here's my thing, Sharon. Here's my thing. Here's why I don't like that ending. Here's why I don't like the ending of this movie. Because it's unnecessary. This movie. It's one of those cliffhanger endings that asks for a sequel. It's like, oh, I can't, man, you can't wait to see Ava 2. Ava 2 gonna be crazier than Ava 1. I feel like this movie
tried to do a John Wick.
It did.
That ending.
It did. Like it was gonna, like the movie's gonna take place. Like Ava 2 would take place 2 seconds after Ava 1.
Yeah.
Right. Here's the thing. I feel like all of the storylines in Ava 1 have kind of been wrapped up. Like, Ava didn't really seem interested in getting revenge on Simon's family, so why the fuck would we go after them? There hasn't been anybody else in the organization that like she would go after that we've seen or been like shadowed or anything like there is in John Wick films. So there's not anything to go off there. Her family's all safe. So unless they get kidnapped,
she gave them money, like
right.
access to some offshore account.
Exactly. So if there's unless they get taken, like this is taken too or whatever, then they're fine. And Ava versus Camille, I'm pretty sure that's gonna be a 2-second fight. So what exactly are we cliffhangering here? Because none of this is like needs to drip off into a sequel. I don't know if they wanted it, and maybe it's not even asked for a sequel. I say that, and I might be like over presumptuous, but
that ending was definitely angled for a sequel that they may not even get because this is a Netflix-based film.
It might be an open ending, or an open-ended ending. One of those is like the spinning top in Inception or some shit. You know what I mean? Like the oh, this is open for did Ava get away? Did she not? It's open for interpretation or something. Either way, it's bad.
Not a good ending.
Not a good ending. Nobody cares.
And if you remember like when I was first telling you about this movie, I was like, Trey, I need you to watch this because I need someone else to be pissed about the ending.
So I'm not pissed. See, I'm not pissed. I'm just sad.
You're upset.
I'm just disappointed, I guess, because the movie had it didn't have a lot going for it, but up until that moment, it was okay. Like it was an okay action movie. It's perfectly fine. But here it's just like you're doing something that you're asking for shit you don't deserve. Like I think you're
I thought I was just
welcome.
enjoying a badass woman being badass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then it's like they took that, they tore it up, and they made it confetti, and then somebody face planted in the paper confetti.
There's a lot of drugs at the party that you're going to. I'm just gonna say don't go there no more. It's just a lot. Oh, I forgot to mention John Malkovich. John Malkovich, who plays her mentor, her father figure, pretty much. Yeah,
You
he's
love
just
him.
John Malkovich. Like look up any other John Malkovich role. Watch any other movie with John Malkovich in it. Like there's another movie that has like another action movie that has like Mark Wahlberg or whatever called Mile 22. Mark Wahlberg, John Malkovich is pretty much the same in that movie as he is in this movie. Like you literally could just swap out either character, and I'm pretty sure he just came on the set, just got a check. So, like this movie is like the like middling mid tier action movie that is just I don't even know. So, Sharon, Steven hasn't kept up to the tradition of the movie club. I'm very disappointed in him. So I'm gonna bring it back. I don't know if you know about this, but we here at the movie club, we say all this not in order to critique. We don't critique. Nobody cares what we got to say. This is for the direct. I send these to the directors after we're finished as a sort of report card for the movie. So we give these movies grades so that they can know in a concise manner exactly how we think about this movie, about their movies. So for my grade, let me look up the director because we haven't mentioned the director at all, and that's a shame. Tate Taylor, that is such an unfortunate name. Jesus Christ. Why is your first name Tate? Look, Mrs. Taylor, change your first name. Nobody wants me named Tate. That leads to too many jokes. You're already getting picked on. I'm getting calls from the principal. Anyway, your movie is very mid-tier. There's a good movie in here. I really do appreciate a lot of what you're saying. I noticed the themes of addiction, of definitely fatherhood is definitely like just a wash in this movie between Common and his incoming baby, John Malkovich's relationship with Ava, Simon's relationship with Camille. All of that is just like all over this movie, and I see it, and it's good, and it's noticed. But everything else is just so mid tier. All the performances are mid tier. You can do so much better. I feel like there is much room for improvement here. That is why I will give you a C in hopes that I don't have to see you again next year. Or if I do, I will greatly enjoy the next work that you present. Miss Sharon?
See, like, I went into this not knowing much about the director, but I have seen other things he's done. Like, this director is also the director from The Help and The Girl on the Train.
So a director that definitely knows emotion.
He knows what he's doing.
Okay.
And knowing that influences me a bit because originally I was going to say strong B- until the ending.
Mm-hmm.
The ending, unfortunately, I'm going to have to knock it down a letter grade. So he's getting a C- from me for this movie.
That's harsh but fair.
Only because he should have known what he was doing and the issues we had with the ending shouldn't have happened.
I can't agree more. I cannot agree more.
Like I feel like I would be happier with this movie if it had ended after the like battle between her and Simon.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Like not necessarily the battle, but like the ending part where he like goes off and she follows him.
So to me, it really does. I think I'm most disappointed because it really did build up. Like the movie seemed to build towards like a fight between Camille and Ava, and that probably would have been really cool. I think that would have been really cool for Diana Glass as an actor to get more physical in a role and whatnot. I think that would have been really enjoyable. But what we got was just both boring and anticlimactic.
Yeah, I gotta agree.
Yeah. Well, people,
it was really upsetting because I thought this would be a badass movie.
Yeah. Well, people, that's what we thought. Let's take a look at what the internet had to say. And unfortunately, since this is a Netflix original, there was theatrical releases.
Netflix was not very. The internet was not very kind.
I don't
from some of what I've seen.
I don't believe so. But since this is a Netflix movie and it was Netflix first with theatrical releases elsewhere, we will instead go to Rotten Tomatoes, look at the tomato meter, and unfortunately this movie is sitting at a 17% on the tomato meter for the critic score and a 30% for the audience score, which is honestly surprising that the audience finds this more enjoyable than the critics do. because of all the sort of more subtextual things involved. I thought that might lose the general audience more so than maybe the critics. That's kind of surprising to me. Still very bad as far as scores go, but yeah, interesting to see.
Definitely. I feel like most general people probably just saw this movie and they were like, oh, this woman's both able to be hot and sensual and she can kick ass. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Maybe so. Maybe so. Maybe I don't give the general audience enough credit. Who knows? Maybe I'm biased. But that's all
you do
we
have
had.
a whole degree in like film and
That
stuff.
degree don't mean shit. So thank you for joining us, Miss Sharon. Please tell the people where they can find you on them interwebs.
You guys can find me on Letterboxd as Sleepy Sharon.
Okay, check
And
out
from
that.
there you could find me on Twitter and whatnot.
Be a part of her legion of followers on the Letterboxd. Get her to 1,000 followers.
Y'all,
on
I'm so
Letterboxd.
close. I got almost 900.
My God. And of course, you can also follow me, King Price for Life, on Letterboxd. If you're listening to this on YouTube, please do like and favorite and comment. What did you think about Ava? If not, go watch it and then tell us what you think about Ava. If you're listening to this on the iTunes, please do rate and review. And of course, that's all we got. Peace.
Come back and see us again.
She's always been Duke's favorite, but she's a loose cannon and a danger to the organization. I want her killed. Tell them tooth or finger, I don't care which.
Thank you for listening to the podcast. Make sure that you check out the other shows that we have on the Facebook, the other main podcast that comes out every other Tuesday. Make sure you leave a like, share it with your friends and your family. Go check out our YouTube where we have content from other Production 1200 works. And make sure you follow us on the Instagram. We post sometimes there. We'll do more. We'll try. Maybe. Like us on iTunes podcast, rate and review. Give us them 5 stars. And we'll see you next time.